We'll start now with Texas A&M coach Gary Blair. Texas A&M is the number 3 seed in the Lincoln Regional and will be playing number 7 seed DePaul in the 6 p.m. Central Time game on Saturday. Coach Blair, if you'd please make an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
It's just good to be here. We had a chance to work out in your practice facility this morning. They did an excellent job. I haven't been out here on the floor yet, but I understand this arena is just the tops, and I think it's very special. I remember when I was at Arkansas and Bud Walton Arena was built in '93, people used to come over, 500 would come to Nolan's practices to just see the 8th wonder of the world. So I'm sure they're having a lot of cheers in this place as well. But I think our team is playing well right now. We're going to have our hands full with DePaul, but that's to be expected if you get to the Sweet 16. I'm just excited to be here. We're looking at one team, and that's DePaul. And I think no matter what happens in that game, the other 3 of us, we're going to combine teams and maybe play Connecticut. So I think, and I asked Connie when I saw Connie, could we borrow Jordan Hooper too? And I'd like to borrow Connie. So, but we're all here, we're dancing. You never know what's going to happen, but our game against DePaul will be one of the most entertaining games that you've ever seen, because both of us like to get up and down. And hopefully one of us will be able to play a little bit of defense, and hopefully defense will still decide the majority of the games when you get this late in the NCAAs.
Questions for Coach Blair?
Robert Sessa, Brian. Hello.
It's first timer here.
Yeah,
it's the first
it's
time
okay.
I brought him here.
Robert Sessa, Bryan College Station Eagle. Gary, so much mental energy went into getting to that second round, getting over it. What about some lingering thoughts, or how do you move forward from that?
You move forward just because it's March, and it's March Madness. Even our kids are starting to watch as much basketball on TV as I've been doing, both on the men and the women's side, and listening to Barkley and Kenny Smith and all that stuff. This is the best time of the year. It's the best time of the year for the media also. What you have in going from the conference tournament to the NCAA, even to the WNIT. It's our time right now. As a team, we're very healthy. We've been healthy all year. We're one of the few teams, knock on some type of wood, that has been able to say we've hardly even had a kid miss practice this year. So how do you get over James Madison? You keep playing 40 minutes a game, and James Madison hung with us pretty good for about 30, and then our depth getting to the foul line was able to finish off James Madison. But I don't think, and I hope, there will not be as many fouls called in this ball game against DePaul as there was at our place. That's just too many fouls. It's not good for television.
Questions?
Ronnie Woodard, TexAgs.com. Gary, just your thoughts on DePaul and what they bring, and what you know about them as a team.
Well, first, as I've said before, my thoughts are always on the head coach first. I know Bruno very well. There's not 2 coaches in the game that love baseball more than Doug Bruno and I. He talks about his Cubs. That's all he can do is talk about them, because they usually can't play very well. And I talk about my Rangers. And we talk about what trades we would make. And it's just fun. I know what Doug's tendencies are. I think I'm 1-1 with him over the years. I lost my first or second year over in Hawaii or somewhere, wherever we played him, and then I beat him in an opening game at Bud Walton when we played at Arkansas in '93. I'm looking forward. You're talking about a man that's been the WBCA president. Then you're talking about Gino, who's been the WBCA president. So this field is very good, but I look at his tendencies. I allow my assistants to do all the homework. I worry about Texas A&M. I worry about what we did well against James Madison in Tennessee and Auburn and North Dakota, the last 4 games. I'd study a lot of film on us. They study a lot of film on our opponents. And then I do my research on DePaul, what they've been over the years and everything. Consistency. That's what Texas A&M is doing right now. Consistency. In the last 7 years, we've had 4 number 2s and now 3 straight number 3 seeds. Bruno, I think, has been in about 13 out of 15 NCAA tournaments or some streak like that. Give him credit for what he's doing, because he's doing it also with a lot of kids that are not McDonald's All-Americans. He coaches them up. He does a great job, and he's like the mayor of Chicago.
Questions?
Got it right this time.
Gary, could you talk about that guard matchup, though? They did so well shooting threes against Duke. Your three-point defense has been pretty good over the season. Can you just talk about that matchup?
Well, the strength of our team is preventing threes. We do that because we're a man-for-man team. I'd say probably everybody that's in the top 10 in three-point field goal percentage defense are probably man-for-man teams, and that's what we do. We get out and guard people, and hopefully we switch on some screens. Other than that, we like to stick with them. To me, his guards are very similar to Vanderbilt's guards. Lister and Fogarty are 2 of the best that we've run across. And I think those teams would be very similar to what we saw in the SEC. They're the only team that's like that would be Vanderbilt, that puts up the 3 ball as well as they do.
Questions?
Kevin Suits, KOLN TV here in Lincoln. Gary, you guys made trips here when both Nebraska and Texas A&M were in the same conference. What kind of reception do you expect maybe from the fans here locally over the weekend?
If you'd give me a Cornhusker hat, I'd wear it right now. I'd put that on and I'd say, "Gig 'em Aggies and go Cornhuskers," and bow down to Tom Osborne and Connie Yorrie. That's how first we've always liked Nebraska. You gave us Bill Byrne. For 10 years, I was his first hire at Texas A&M. And so I've always been fond of coming up here and playing Connie over the years, because your fans are so knowledgeable about the game. What I like about your fans also is they get here an hour and a half early, and they go eat together and they talk the game and the whole 9 yards. We're still trying to build that tradition in basketball. We've got that tradition in football, but we're still trying to get that way. But that's one thing that I always admire about them. The fans are in the stands early. They're loud. They're appreciative. And they need somebody to rally around. Okay? Why not a former Big 12 team just like themselves? And hopefully they'll be able to see what our team has, and they'll get behind us and give us the support. But I've always liked coming to Nebraska. I didn't have a lot of luck here. I think I won 1 and lost 3 here over the years. And but we're going to sample some of your good restaurants while we're here. We've got some fans that are driving up, some that flew up with us, and some will get here anywhere they can. But there's Aggies everywhere. There's A&M clubs, I'm sure, right across the border in South Dakota. And there's A&M clubs in Wichita and hopefully here in Lincoln. They might have to be underground here in Lincoln, but there's Aggies everywhere. So hopefully we'll be able to get the support. But what I want the Nebraska fans to realize, first, what an honor it is to host a region. It's a heck of a lot of pressure on Notre Dame, Stanford, Louisville, and Nebraska to try to get back. I wouldn't want that pressure. It's hard enough hosting the first and second round and trying to get out to get to region. And next year, thank heavens, we're going to neutral sites where we should have been in the first place. But you're getting a chance to host. You're getting a chance to show off what you already have here. And even though Nebraska's not coming, why not build up your following sell the season ticket holders and get people to appreciate great basketball. You got the number one team in the nation that's going to be here. People need to come out and see Connecticut, but also see us three others.
Questions?
Gary, you talked about the slow starts against North Dakota and a little bit against James Madison, kind of possibly due to the almost 2 weeks off between the SEC tournament and the first two rounds. Do you think as a team, you think you guys are over that now and you'll be back to starting strong, or do you expect there to still be a little rust there maybe?
No, it'll just be the flow of the game. I mean, it's going to be like a ping pong match, so your head's going to be going back and forth, because both of us are very good in transition. The key is going to be who's good in transition defense. There's a lot of people that can run the ball, but there's not a whole lot of people that can defend transition very well. The 2 weeks off, that's good. Our kids got bored with practice. They got bored seeing me and all the motivational things. I gave them plenty of time off to catch up with academics, but at the same time, they're ready to play. And when we were in the Big 12, we always played the last weekend, and so you knew. But now the Big 12 has changed back, and they're playing earlier than the men at a separate venue, which is better for the Big 12. So we're looking forward to playing. It's been a short turnaround since we played on Tuesday night. We'll play again on Saturday, but right now it's just momentum. You're ready to go. You guys sell it. Get out there and sell it. Sell it to the fans back home. Sell it to the nation. Everything that y'all can do, we need you. We need the media.